here are my 3 order of operations that I want you to do in the gym, and the order of it might surprise you. Okay, so this is something I harp on online, harp on with a few folks I still work with one-on-one. And sorry, unless you want to pay me $600 a month to make it worth my time with how busy I am, I don't really take anybody one-on-one. I'm sorry, the people I work with have been with me 3 to 5 years, but I harp on this in all of my programs on the educatedmeathead.com, which is a way to pick my training bag for a fraction of that price. But my order of operations in the gym, number 1 is execution. Okay, that is the most important thing. Full stop. Okay. So Ron Partlow calls them robot reps. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick if you can't tell. Super sexy voice. He calls them robot reps. I call it machine-like execution. Your first rep should look identical to your last rep with one caveat that step 2 is going to cover. But again, I don't want a major breakdown of form. Okay. If you have a major breakdown of form, it means you're probably going too heavy or you haven't mastered the movement yet. So I want execution to be flawless. Okay. Quality, not quantity. So that's step 1. That's the most important. Step 2, it is not how much weight is on the bar of the machine. It is effort, aka intensity. Now, we are not powerlifters or strength athletes. Okay, so intensity in the terms of physique building is how close to failure you are, right? So proximity to failure. Now, I like, for myself personally, and what I harp on is the whole idea of effective reps to where you're within 5 reps to failure. And so long as you start your set as explosively as possible, the positive, the concentric part of the rep should start to involuntarily slow down. So you don't know what the hell I just said. Okay, I'm doing an arm curl. When I raise the dumbbell up and my muscle shortening, that is the positive portion of the rep, aka the concentric. When I lower it, that is the negative, aka eccentric, where I'm lengthening the muscle under load. The positive should start to involuntarily slow down if you are training hard enough, getting near failure. I personally like failure training, but it's not for everybody and it's not needed. Now, if you want to be as big as possible, you're probably going to need to. I did a very deep dive on what the research shows in our Dorian Yates training critique breakdown on between 2 dumbbells, so make sure you check that out. And I'll do a further deep dive. But again, effort is king. Okay, so I am more impressed by the person, male or female, who is going to, to the well and back, training like a maniac with a moderate loaded bar or machine or dumbbell compared to the guy who is just spasming, going way too heavy, partial range of motion, no control, and nowhere near failure. So execution is number 1. Effort is number 2. Load is last. Okay. Now, yes, progressive overload, that is the one scientific principle that we know works for everything. So, but it doesn't only have to mean reps or weight. It could be reduced time between sets, better control, better mind to muscle connection, blah, blah, blah. But earn the right to add more load to your movement. And guys are more guilty of this than females from personal experience. And remember, I've been doing this for over 17 years, right? Like I said before, I am much more impressed by the person with awesome execution, going to the well and back, pushing really, really hard with a moderate weight than the dumbass male or female who's doing way too heavy. Their execution isn't well. And yes, even if you're training, hitting failure, fine. Now, people will bring up, Branch Warren, Johnny Jackson. You are not them. They are mutants. You know how many people's discs could handle their training for more than 2 weeks? Very few. So quit patterning your training style off of genetic freaks and the best of the best. That's not hating on them. They are awesome. I love watching those 2 gentlemen train back in the day. It's crazy. My spine explodes just watching them do that. But you're not them. And if you've been training like them and you're not happy with your physique, what's the definition of insanity? So execution is number 1. Effort, aka intensity, is number 2. Load is last. Make sure you have those in order. Everybody wants to jump to load. I love that log booking got popular again, right? But we are not powerlifters. We are trying to make a lightweight feel as heavy as possible, right? While powerlifters trying to make a heavyweight feel as light as possible. Make sure you're working the target muscle. Make sure you are training as hard as humanly possible. For me, that means training to failure, right? To you, you got to decide what you want to do. and just make sure your execution is perfect. You do that, I promise you will get significantly better gains and probably less injuries than the person who's having half the seizure doing way too heavy of a load. So that's Motive Operations. If you're curious about working together, educatedmeathead.com has multiple training programs for beginners, for bodybuilding aesthetic purposes, athletic purposes, and then my own personal programs for more advanced trainers for hypertrophy, aka bodybuilding. I also do consults there, and I have my online, I should probably know off the top of my head, Bodybuilding Anatomy Meathead Biomechanics course, where I talk about the fun, awesome minutia of training, but order of operations matters more. Get that done. Then you could dive into the minutia of that course. And again, I just told you, don't buy the course if you don't know how to train hard yet, right? So figure that out first. Shotgun, then get the scalpel, follow those order operations.
Performance chiropractic and sports medicine in the Houston Bay Area, telemedicine and nutrition coaching all over Texas. And if you're not in Texas, don't worry. You still do consults through the educatedmeathead.com, where you also find workout programs, seminar recordings, and online courses.